This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Hmm. So Hashicorp Vault. So this is one of the product which we are learning uh, is developed by Hashicorp. So Hashicorp, we have covered many tools. In fact, Vagrant, Terraform, Packer, now Vault. Few more we will cover. And the region is like all the products of Hashicorp is very important for operations at least. So what is the Hashicorp used for? So HashiCorp Vault is used for managing your secrets and protecting your secrets. Now, when we say secrets, what kind of secrets we are talking about? So secrets, it can be your token, it can be your password, it can be your certificate, it can be your encryption keys, it can be your OTPs also, right? So you can protect, you can manage. When I say managements, you can add a secret, you can read a secret, you can delete a secret, you can edit a secret. That's called manage a secret and protect your secrets. Now these secrets which you have stored at HashiCorp, you can access through UI, CLI and HTTP. So these are the ways in which you can work with it. So HashiCorp Vault, yes, it will help you to manage your secret. That means it's a secrets lifecycle manager. This particular tool is written in Golang. That means if you are trying to understand can we install in Linux or can we install in Windows, then you know that Golang can, any product which has been developed in Golang can be installed in any such operating system. So multiple operating system. And the interesting thing is the same binary which you can use for the client and same binary you can use for the server also. So that is something which is advantage for HashiCorp Vault. Okay, so what is the concept here? So this is the architecture, you can say. So you left side, if you see, you can connect to HashiCorp Vault engine, and now you can connect through UI, CLI, or API, whatever it is. And HashiCorp Vault manages authentication. That means what are the ways in which you can log in to HashiCorp, that is authentication module. Now policy is something at a high level. If you're logged in to HashiCorp Vault through many various ways, what you can do, policies means you can consider as authorizations, and then you have a secret which you which you stored at the secret engine. Okay, I'll talk about this one. And audits, which includes like who has logged in, all these logs and all kind of things. So these are the at a high level concept. So yes, HashiCorp is a, you will find open source also, you will find cloud version also, and you will find enterprise version also. So all three versions you have available for this tool. Now pricing again, I'll let you decide. Official website, this data may be little older. So in this session, what we will try the open source version, but again, cloud and enterprise, you can check it out at their portal, their pricing. Okay, so HashiCorp helps you to develop identity based security. That means who has logged in, who has not logged in, all this data can trace that. So vault brokers and deeply integrate with the trust identities to automate access to secrets, data and system. So these are the identity supported by HashiCorp. That means these are the ways you can log in to HashiCorp. I mean, these are the some of these ways. We have a pretty good list of options. So that means you can log in to HashiCorp through Kubernetes, PKI, biometrics, and many more. These are the identity based. Okay, so you can also use not system, these are the application and machine identity, but these are the user identity. So that means you can log in to HashiCorp using GitHub also, Google Cloud also, Azure also, AWS also, Okta also. So you can enable all these credentials as well. So what are the common use cases for HashiCorp Vault? So yes, one of the things which we discussed, you can use for the secret management. So HashiCorp will help you to centrally store, access, and deploy secrets across application systems and infrastructure. Now, it can also help you in terms of dynamic secrets also. Dynamic secrets, something like a OTP or something like pass phrases. So something like this. So dynamic secrets is generated on demand and unique to the client instead of static secret, which is defined ahead of time and shared. Kubernetes secrets also you can use HashiCorp. That means you can store that Kubernetes secrets at a vault. So install Vault using Helm chart and then leverage Vault and Kubernetes to securely inject secret into your application stack. And then database credential rotation if you want to manage through the HashiCorp Vault, that can be also possible. Automatically rotate database password with Vault's database secret engine. So these are the ways which you can, these are the common one, and the list can be longer. You can also use automated PKI's infrastructure, identity-based access, data encryption and tokenizations, and key management. So many use cases we have for HashiCorp. Any questions so far, all of you?
How this is different from no Azure Vault apart from the integration? Is it similar, like storing the user authentication similar to Azure Vault, or is this HashiCorp is something different than the other no vaults like AWS, GCP, and Azure?
So Azure Vault is very well integrated with all the Azure services, and this is the managed services. But here HashiCorp Vault, you have a cloud means managed services also, enterprise solution also, and open source. That means you can host also HashiCorp Vault. That's a one of fundamental difference. Apart from that, where the data should be stored, so this you can control with the HashiCorp Vault. With Azure Vault or AWS, you cannot control actually AWS KMS or Vault of Azure. You cannot control because of managed services, they manage everything. So these are the fundamental difference what you have. Apart from that, uh, if you want to use all the identities and all, so Azure, you have to use it for that. You have a built-in identities, and here it's a pretty much flexible. So many options are available. So basically, if you need a customized solution and supporting multiple platform, then you should opt for this one. But if you are 100% on Azure or AWS, then you can go for that one also.
Right, right. Okay, this vault supports all the other three platforms. You can integrate with Azure, AWS, and GCP.
Everything, yeah, yeah, everything.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
So now, how do we interact with Vault? So simple. We are going to run Vault in the dev mode. If you remember that I said same executable can be used for client and the same executable can be used for server. So you can use CLI, UI, and API everywhere. You can do that. Okay, so running Vault in development mode. Typically, when we learn the HashiCorp Vault, so there's a two-way. One, you set it up for the production, and one, you set it up for the learning purpose, trying out and all kind of things. So there is a multiple mode we have in which you can start the HashiCorp. One of the mode is like a dev mode. Okay, development mode. Development mode, what happens? Uh, it's easy to get started as soon as possible. At the same time, data is not stored permanently. So as long as the server is running, data will be stored. After that, it will get deleted. So this is very good to use to learning purpose. But if you're setting up for the enterprise, you should not set up for the development mode. So that is the one thing. Second advantage, like dem mode, when you set it up, there is one concept called sealing and unsealing. So vaults, if you seal, then before using it, you have to unseal it. But if you start in a dev mode, you don't have to unseal it because it's already not sealed actually. That's the reason. So running the vault, simple, download, start and access, simple, nothing great about it. So now these are the commands which I'll show you the demo in a few minutes and so on. Development mode means running on a local host without SSL. Storage is happening in a memory. Whenever you start unshield and the UI enabled, and by default, when you start the development mode, key and value secret engine enable. What is a secret engine? So secret engine is a place where the secrets are being stored, database we can call it. Now there's a multiple different secret engines supported by Vault, which I'll talk about in some time. Okay, so seal and unseal, we understand. I'll just talk about this one. Okay, how do we interact with Vault? So you can interact with the CLI, which I said same Vault executable, you can use it. There's applications also, which I'll show you, and API also. These are the environment variable you need to set in order to access this vault address token if you want to verify SSL or vault format. So UI, anyways, I'll show you the demo. API also possible. Okay, so now let me show you the demo for this. So go for here to DevOps school. Here you type vault, and if you see that so many tutorials we have, I'm looking for the lab, so I'll search for vault lab, and here you get lots of manuals. So whether you want to try in Windows or Linux, it's up to you. And here I'll go for, let's say, both are same, commands will same, only some of the environment variable change. So what you want to prefer, which one you prefer, any suggestion, Linux or Windows?
Let's try on Windows, please.
Okay, so let's go for the Windows. So here this is the Windows. Okay, now all these commands has been shared with you, and it is like this. Now in Windows you can install through Chocolatey, but Chocolatey is like a APT for Windows. We have a multiple package manager for Windows also. Choco is a very popular. Chocolatey. Wget is sorry, not Wget. What is this? I forgot the name. Microsoft. I forgot the name again.
Windows
So
Package
many.
Manager.
Which one?
WSL.
No.
Windows
Uh,
Package Manager.
Microsoft. Nowadays, my memory is getting weak actually. Mm, Winget is one of thing, but not this one. NuGet. Sorry, I got it. NuGet. So many package manager is there. NuGet is supported by Microsoft. Choco is supported by community. So many are there. So here this is Choco, but I'm not going to use it because I think Choco is not in my machine, I guess. Let me see. CHO Choco is not there. So I don't want to install and complicate all this thing, though you can install it, all this stuff. So how do we install it? So manually I'm going to do that. So first let's decide one directory. So C drive, right? And tools and vault one, I'll create it. Oh, it's there already. So I'll delete this one. Okay. This is the older one, and I'll download it. Hashicorp Vault download, and here. So Mac is there, Windows is there, 386 no, AMD 64 download. Okay, so same utility will work for your this one. It's client also and server also. That's not a problem. Extract all. Typically, you should have a two machine. One is a client, one is server. I mean, real way. But because we have only one machine right now, we'll use this for the both. And this is the executable, which is the latest one. I think 1.16. Here it is. Now, if you want to use this command everywhere instead of hard coding the path, you have to add in the environment variable. I think I have added already because I saw that this was there. So let's verify once. Environment variable, you can go for path, edit, and I don't see here. No, packer. No, I don't see here. Let me check in system also. No, it's not there. So let me add it. So new, sorry, edit, new, done. So I added the path. Good to go. That's all. Okay. So I just installed it manually. You can install through this one also. Or if you're using Ubuntu and all kind of things, apt-yum and all centers, done. Now the one of the command which you should go for it. So now the question is whether you want to use command line or PowerShell. So let's use PowerShell because I think this manual I created for PowerShell, I guess. Yeah, it's a PowerShell. PowerShell commands are different than CMD. So here it is. Now, if you want to learn a little bit here, help one, just spend some time, copy paste, and then here, these are the commands you are going to use it. So if you want to read the secret, write the secret, delete the secret, list the secret, I think very handy command. If you want to log into Vault, here it is. And you want to start the executable as an agent, here it is. You want to start as a server, here it is. You want to see the status and wrap up and all. These are the other commands which will help you. So these are the most commonly used commands and other commands. So now I have come here to start the Vault as a server. So not only help, but you can go for the deep dive into that. This one command server, help, dev, all this thing you can do that. So here this command will start your Vault server in the local host and development mode. As I said, if you don't add this one, it will become a production mode. You have to unseal it before using it. But right now, not complicating and running this. So clear the screen, enter, run. Now use whenever you are running this, you get this one. This is a you should something you should read this. Don't rush. Whatever I explain it to you, you will get it. If you're using command line, you have to set this as a path. If you're using PowerShell, you should use this one. Now this one you should store it because you are going to need it. So though I am going to store everything, and don't close this window or else server will stop. So now this is the way you can run the server. Nothing great about it. Did you find any difficulties?
Hmm.
Okay, so my server is running. Now you can access three methods. One is command line, one is API, third one is website. So let me open up new command line, PowerShell. Okay, this is another one. And now world is set anyways. So I'm going to set few variables, and this is the one for the PowerShell. And then you're done. So this is the environment setup. After that, you have to log in. So I'll simply copy this one. Okay. And this one. So this is the command to login, vault login, and then port number for the server is 8200 localhost. If it is a different server, you know that very well. Now this environment variable, I did not set it up. So what we do in this case? So I'm going to set it up. So I did not follow the documents because here it was there. So this is for the PowerShell, this is for the command line. So I'm going to use for the PowerShell. Okay. So this is a one-time activity. You can put it in the environment variable also if you don't want to repeat again and again. But I'm just showing you here because that way you remember that. Okay. Others you can hard code also token. That's not a problem. It's up to you. And set this. Enter. Now I'm going to log in using this command. Remember that you are logging using root. Okay. That means you have all the access. Now if you see that there is some error, it says error looking up token authentication error 403 permission denied. That means probably I made some issues while copying the content, but what exactly I don't know. Permission denied, that means server is running, token is not working. So
I
root
think
token is not.
you have to give the set token first and then the token value. Yeah, and go back to that page, that web page, DevOps page. There they have given the set root token is equal to root token underscore value, and then they have
Ah,
given the root token.
no, this is the sample. This is the real one. This is
Ah,
sample.
okay.
Now everything is correct, but I think I made some copy paste mistake or something in this one. Now what exactly I did? I need to check this. So permission denied. Nine S. This is correct. Let me set without a quote and see that. I'll try in Windows or CMD also. And okay, so that was a right thing I did. And this one, okay, let's avoid this. I'm passing manually. See if it is taking correctly. I cannot type it for sure. Copy paste is the only savior. Done. Now it has worked. Now the question is, why did failed? That is a question. So okay, I think I got this region. This was the region. Understood now? So here this will not work. Why? Because I'm using PowerShell. And PowerShell, if you set any variables like this, you have to use like that. See here. So this will work in the PowerShell. This will work in the command line. So that was a mistake. Understood now?
Right, right.
So now what should I do? I should set it up as a dollar. So the command was correct, everything was correct. Now it should work. This is, it should not be, this is the Windows. So this is the PowerShell, done. Okay, so now this is the command line. I logged in and I got it. Now can we access through the website also? So let me go and hit the website, and this is the website. Okay, now how can you access it? Token, you have it already, you copied it. I'm just copying and pasting. It's a root token, every access you have it. Done. Here. So this is your UI. Okay, this is your UI. Now, same way, something similar you can do through API also. So API also like a how can you do that? So curl. So somewhere downside, I have given a curl here. This is the one. This is the curl way. I mean, curl is a Linux command. So if you want to use it in the PowerShell, this is the way to use it. And before that, you have to set this one. Okay, let me show you rather than talking. So here, um, PowerShell way, curl is easier in fact compared to that. So curl will be somewhere document in Linux actually, but not here. So this I have already set, so that's not a problem. So copy and paste it. Paste it in. Done. And next one, this is the command. So all the most of these are variables. So here, make it one liner. Now this one. So this is the vault address. I set it up already. Host info and all. So this is the way to invoke in the curl in PowerShell. Done. So that means there's no error is coming. So that means it's correct. So this is the way you can also do that through API. Okay. So now this is the way you can run. This is the way you can access and get started. Any questions so far?
In the response, writers, can you go to the command prompt, please? Yeah, here we are trying. No, we're trying to capture the response. Is it what is this response and invoke web request mean by?
Okay, so invoke web request is like equivalent to curl in PowerShell, and this is the URL, and you're parsing the header which include the token, and this is how it is.
Okay, okay. Is there any way to display that captured value RESP so that we
Yeah.
know what it is captured?
Just a second. PowerShell echo variable. Hopefully this one should work. Here it is. Status code is 200 and everything.
Okay,
So
okay.
let me do
Thank you.
one thing. Let me add in this tutorial, or else we keep searching for it. Just a second. Edit. Now you will have it. Okay. So now this is something which you have to do. Now we did this. Now we'll go for next lab, which is authentication. So before that, we have to understand few things. So let's understand authentications. Third one, right? Yeah. So the question which I am trying to deal now is how do we authenticate the how do we authenticate uh, vault? That is a question. And the beauty of vault is like it supports so many method, so many method. See that. This is the one of the pictures which I got on the internet, and I think best picture to summarize everything in one go. Best picture. If you look at this picture, center you have a vault server, Now, if you ask a question like, okay, what are the ways you can log in to uh, server, I mean, vault server. So left side, all methods are there. And I must tell you, these are the outdated list actually, because this image we got it, I think 3 years before. So now we have a few more options. So you should get updated. So you can log in using Azure, Google Cloud, AWS. That is there. Kubernetes also, GitHub is there. But default, which was the root token, which we used it in fact, you can use a password also, user ID and password also to authenticate uh, Vault. Okay. So that's once you authenticated, how do we see that which are the how can we allow that the access, who should be accessing what, how can we do that? And for that you have a policies that's called authorization. Look at this downside. So left side is all authentication method, and then policies, you have to work on the policies, who's supposed to access what. And the right side is a storage where the secrets are being stored. Okay. So right side, if you see, you can I mean, it's like a limited list right now, because as I said, this image is updated last 3 years back. But you can store everywhere. You can store in the MySQL also. You can store in a cloud like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud also. You can store in the Kubernetes also. You can store a default is a key value, which is the moment you start that in a development mode, there is a one engine free of cost. They get it. Key and value, light database, you can say, key and value. So many options are there. So here we are discussing about authentication method. So many we have it. But if you look at the last line of this, native is token, user pass, and app role. So token, if you saw that root also had a token. I showed you. So that way you create a user and you can allow a token for that particular user. That is a one way. You can create a user, you can allow the password also. An app role is something which is basically, you can say, this little confusing. I don't know how come it got named with the app role, but this is something you have to use it. You can set those authentications from one source to vault. That means when you enable the app role, you can say, okay, the access to the vault can be allowed only from this machine or only from this IP address, and that many times, 4 times, 2 times, 1 time, something like that. So that is a app rule. These are the inbuilt, but apart from that, a lot of options which you can enable it if you want it to get it done. Are you comfortable, all of you?
Yeah.
So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to enable, see, key and value. I mean, this one token is enabled by default, but user pass and app role, I can enable it. I want to show you whether it's enabled or not. So I'm just ignoring the discussion. Anyways, I'll show you the demo through UI. So here, go to the UI, and this is the root access. So you have everything which is accessible. Now, if you look at this, this is the latest version 1.163, and here these are the secret engine. So now, if you look at it, there's a two secret engine. We got it by default. I did not create. I must remind you, secret engine is a place where secrets are being stored. So these are the secrets, two secret engine. Now what is the type? So if you look at this is a key and value type, which is a default. And the second one is per token private secret storage. So these are the two type you got it. Now if you say I want secret engine AWS, you can enable it. If you want MySQL database, you can enable it. So lots of options are available here. But right now that I'm not discussing. I'm discussing about the authentications. So how do we see that? So authentication you can see in the access here, token. So right now authentication method which is enabled in my vault is token. Now I must let you also understand, you should avoid the UI though, because you asked me Windows, so I'm using UI. but you should all this option you should try through the command line. So here you have a manual, you should try for the command line. Okay, so these are all the command line I've given. Like if you run this command, it will show you the list of auth after login and so on. And you want to enable, I'll show you that. So through website I'm doing right now, so you understand faster, but you should get a habit of command line. Are you getting my points, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm going to enable two authentication engine. Which one? Authentication method. Which one? So let me click on plus button and see these are the one option we have it. Kubernetes, LDAP, Okta, Radius, some cloud. Ali Cloud got added recently, in fact. App role, which I was discussing about. These are the generic one. So in fact, TLSs they have added. So generic earlier, if I remember, app role was there, username was there, a JB2, JW2 was there, and token anyways built in. OIDC they have added recently, I guess. Anyways, so what you want to enable? User and password. So what is the name path? Remember that Vault is API based application. So everything is a path, API path, API address. For example, this is your starting address, and after that everything is about the path will be appended, minded. So user passed. And here you have a few options. You should check it out. Right now I'm not complicating. And then enable method. Done. So now that means now my vault can be logged in using token. My vault can be logged in using user pass. Done. So far so good, all of you?
Yeah.
So now when I enable the user pass, you have to create a user and his token, right? So let's do that. So here, click on this, and it has taken me to the another one authentication method. This is the UI. Please remember, right now you are using the website like a kind of things, but if you are using the command line, you must remember all this stuff. Okay, user pass item here. Okay, so you must remember this all path. So I'm creating on user. Now I'll tell you on tricks actually. If you click here, copy, see here, see here. This is the API address if you're using command line. Okay, so create user. What username? So I'm creating Rajesh, and password for this Rajesh123, and not a specifying token. If you want to add a token for that, anyways you can do that. But right now because I'm showing you the user pass, done. So I have got logged in to, I have got created authenticate. I have enabled the authentication method and then create a user and password. What was the password? I forgot actually. I just want to rewrite. Yeah. Now can I log in first? So let's first log in, and now I'm logging not through the UI because you know that how to do that, but command line, because that is some important learnings you need it. So I'm going to log in through command line, and for that just give me 2 seconds. This is the command. Okay, so you can do UI yourself. I don't think so you'll find a problem. And that what was the authentication method which I enabled? Mm,
Both token and
user pass.
user.
No, correct. Method is user pass and username is Rajesh. Done. And here I'm logged in. Here the screen. Enter. What is the password? Rajesh123. See here. Now if you see that error, authenticated error, login. invalid username and password. So why this error is coming? So this error is coming because I have to either do this one. I mean, let me just view configure. Okay, this option, okay, I remember that this option is not available from the UI, and that is I have to fine tune. Yeah, so this is the one. I have to do that command line. Fine tune is an option. You're required to use it for this. So some description I'm adding, and let me add fine tune first. Okay, done. Now it should be okay. Let's see. Done. So this is important. Now why this option is not enabled in the UI for fine tuning, I don't know, but yeah, you have to do certain things using command lines. So did you understand that, all of you? Yeah. Okay, so now what I did, I have added a user here, user pass, and likewise you can enable many methods. So these are the so many methods are there you can enable. Let's say if you are enabling Kubernetes, you should know Kubernetes, Okta, Radius, all these things, GitHub, Ali Cloud, AWS, and all. One of these I showed you. Options are so many. So now I logged in. I enable the authentication method. I logged in. Now, how can you give access? So if you look at this guy has no access actually. Let me show you the error first. I'm using through command line, so you see the error. And just a second. 3 policies. This is the one. Okay. So policies list. Let me show you. So there's one default policies every users will be there. See here. What is this issues? Permission denied. That means this guy have a no access. Correct now? Hello.
Yeah.
So what do we do in this case? So I enable the user pass. I added username and password, but there's no access. So what do you need to do? You need to work with authorizations. So let me first discuss and then show you the demo. So what is authorizations? In Hashicorp Vault, we call it a policies. Okay. And so what is a policy? So first let me show you the policy UI so you'll have a memories. So here it is. And there is one policy called default and there's one policy called root. The root you cannot do anything. You can create a new policies and this is the kind of file, write a code actually. And this is the default. See here, everything is a path based. So that means if you see that why they have not got the access to that one, because this is a default policy. That means any user you create, he will get assigned with this policies. Whether the read access is there for this path, update access for this path and all. So limited access has been given for this. So these are the policies. Okay. So now what do we do? So first understand this and then we'll discuss about this. So policies define the permissions in Vault. Multiple option for assigning token, identity, and auth method. Most specific one wins. That means the file which you specify, the most specific URL which override the high level URL. No versioning. There's a default policy and root policy. You cannot delete it, which I showed you. So these are the default policy I have already showed you. So that's a different. So now the syntax is important. So this can mean a JSON, it can mean SCL. By the way, I want to see that this is a JSON or SCL. So this is a HCL. What is SCL? If you remember Terraform session, SCL is like Hashicorp configuration management. So here you have a SCL, but it can be in a JSON also. You can download, edit all this thing. You can do that. So this policies which define, which can be in SCL and JSON, and which contains the path, and then path contains the capability, what you can do that. So look at this, some example here. Path, this path, see these are the, and some regular expression is also there. If you see plus button, so if you understand the regular expression, it will be easy for you to define the path. Okay, so see the second one, star means, can you just help me, what is the star means?
It's a wildcard character, I think.
Yeah, so any path which is starting with a secret, globo, web, star, that means that will be access given, whatever it is. And your plus button also. So these are the special character, you can use it. You have to practice a little bit on this. Okay, so here it is again few more pattern for the path. Again, slowly you will get into that complexity. Now, what kind of access you can give it? Capabilities. So capabilities, you have, these are the one. Standard CRUD like create, read, update, delete, and few special one, list, sudo, and deny. Okay, very simple. I think by the time, by the way you reading, you will get it. Nothing, no need to complicate it. Only the sudo is a special one, which root protected path do not imply other actions. Okay, so how do we put it up? So look at this here. You have a path and then curly braces. Inside that capability, what you want to give it for this particular path, read, write, whatever it is. So this is the policy creation. These are the example. See, read, create, read, update, delete, create, read, list, update, delete, deny, all these things, and so on. So yes, this is the things. Now, after that creation, see, you created a policies, but you have to assign, right? You have to assign to someone, some user. So directly on token when you create it, apply through an authentication method. That means you can apply to authentication means assigned to an entity through the entity identity secret engine also, and so on. So how do we assign? Okay, so see here, this is the command policy list, and here you are assigning. Look at this here. You are saying policy read secret management. Secret management is the basically one secret engine which you are assigning the read write access or something like that. Okay, here you can write a new policy or update an existing policy, read the content of the policy. So these are the command line. You can delete the policy also, and so on. Okay, so this is something. Now here assigning a policy, so here you creating the one token. Okay, and here right here you are assigning the identities, and so on. So last command, if you see vault write the username, which is identity name, which is nud, you are assigning the policy to secret management. Here you have a policies which you have assigned to user or pass. So here you create, you had a one user called nud, and nud you assign this policy secret hyphen management. Okay, so this is the way you create and assign. Okay, so this is something which you do. So now let me show you the demo. So let's go for policies. So where is the policies? So I am going to say this command will enable the user pass, which it did it. This command will create a user and password, I did it. Now this command will create a policies. This is the command line, but I am creating through UI, so that it will be useful. Where is this file? Secret-management.scl, somewhere downside here. This is accounting here. So this is the path. Okay, copy. So now what I'm going to do, using UI back policies, create a policies, name you are going to call it secret hyphen, and I can call it any name, but just I want to keep it aligned with the document, so I should not get confused. Okay, here secret management, and here as per this sysmount star and almost all access, and sysmount, at sysmount you have a read access, but if you go inside that you have all access. Mount is a location which is all the secret engines are stored. I'll talk about it. Done. So now you got created secret policies. You see secret engine. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. So now what we have to do, we have to assign this one to user. So where is user? Here user pass, and let me go for user. Okay, I have to go for users. You can go, I mean, right now I'm doing at the user level. Last time this options was not enabled for the UI. I'm just checking because I'm checking after a long time that UI. So I'm just checking, can we attach to it? And policies, I don't see that option is there. Yeah, still has not come. I'm just checking one more time. No, it has not come. So no problem. I can do through command line also. So UI is still under development. That's the reason many functionalities are not available. So how do we do that? So let me show you the command for it. So command is this is the command. Oh no, this command I created, read and so before going and testing, I need to have a secret management that accounting. Okay, so that I'll check later. First let's assign this. So policies list, hold on a second. I'm looking for the command. Unfortunately, I'm not getting that one. Just a second, let me search for it. I need this command. It's here. Okay, so this command will help you to assign that policy to the user. So I have to change this. So auth user pass username is Rajesh. That's the username. Now what was the token policy? Secret management. Here it is. Now let me do that and enter. Now here when I run this command, I get the permission denied. Why? Because remember that you are running this as a Rajesh. You are not supposed to run as a Rajesh. This is a permission you are assigning. Who should do that? Root. So let me log in as a root first. So this is the command which will log in as a root, and now I run it. Oh, what happened? Done. Okay, so now I did as a root. Now I'll log in as a Rajesh, and password Rajesh123. Done. Now I'm logged in as Rajesh, and now I can check whether you have allowed or not. So let me check this here. Secret sys is allowed now. Got it, all of you?
Yep.
Now, so what we did, three part we wanted to learn. One is like authentication, second one is authorization, and third part is secret engine. That is the last part, secret engine. Secret engine basically means the storage where the secrets are being stored. So secret engine where that it's stored, you can generate and encrypt also. Various methods are there because everyone loves Vault because so many options are there and so flexible. Okay, so secret engines are a Vault component which store, generate and encrypt secrets. In your first secret tutorial, you used key and value v2 secret engine to store data. Right now we have not used it, but I'll show you. Some secret engine like the key vault engine simply store and read your data, and others one. So these are the secret engine, you can use it. In this case, in this demo, I'll use the internal key and value only, but you can enable any of this cloud database, certificate based, token based, and many more. So this is the last part. So right now I'm using key and value. So these are some of the discussions over the secret engine. And this is the one I'm using it, key and value secret engine. Stored key value pairs at a path version 1 and 2 available. That means versioning is available. Versioning and metadata is possible for this. There's some difference more about it. So directly I'm moving to demo. Okay, so now let me go to demo, and here I'm looking for lab manual 4, working with secret tokens. Here it is, but I'm saying this is only for Linux, not sure, so I'll just check later. So this is the working with secret. So let me first do that. So here you logged in as a root. Then right now I will show you some options for secret engine. This is the one I'm enabling right now. Oh, 2 is enabled. I'm going to enable one more, key and value. This is the one. So if I have one secrets key and value default, but I want to show you how can you enable more. So here key and value. This is the path. Okay, and few more options is there. Automate secret deletions, and just read it. You will have a little bit of more understanding on this. Okay, so this is the secret. Now using UI also you can create a secret. Here, path to secret, let's say my pass and key, uh, uh, Facebook, and Rajesh 123. Remember, path is my pass, key is Facebook, Rajesh 123. Oh, sorry, I don't want to add new one, and save it. Done. So this I did through manually, I mean through UI. That was easy. And after that you can read this also here, Rajesh 123. That's not a big deal through UI, but I want to show you this through command line. That is a real learning. Okay, so for that you can run this command and see that how many secrets you have. So you see here I created just now, if you remember, KB, this is the one, correct now. And after that you can enable this at the path, and I have already done, so let's forget about it. This is the help, and this is the tuning. Tuning means before using you should use do the tuning for adding the description and something, but right now DevOps, my path was KB actually, so don't get confused. I manually created, right? Done. See here, success tuning. Now after that I'm going to add some uh, data. How can we add it? So for that, here it is. Okay, so these are the three data I'm adding through command line. UI I have already done, so I'm adding this. So now what is the your name? KB. Here in the document I have used the global KB, but here, so this is the name D101, and this is a username, and this is the password. So I'm blindly adding, and through UI I'll show you, that way you will understand faster. Enter, and here I have a permission policies granted. So here the problem is permission for the error making API request. Permission is not there for KB API token. So what is user or root? Also I should grant the access. I don't remember that I have granted or not. Okay, yeah. So I was at Rajesh. So Rajesh has no access to KB API token. So you have to create a policy for that. But root was having. So now you created. Now using root, let me do the second one also, and third one also. Now let me show you the same thing through UI. So refresh KB. Ref is not came. Password. Wait a second. So here KB API token. So here it is. API token D101, 102, 103. And if you go here 101, see the password version 1, token version 1. So first I did through the manually, and then after that I did through UI. Did you understand that, all of you now? How to store the stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the place where I stored. It's a built-in KV store, but you can store in a different engine also. Different tutorials I have to follow for that. So this is something like a vault. You have everything done. Now the question you should ask is, okay, fine, I understand that I set up the vault server, then I enable the some authentication, then I set up a policies, then I set up the key also. But what is the real use case scenario? How can we use it? How can we use it with the real case? So for that, I think you have to write the applications. Okay, so what we did, let me remind you. I had a username right now is root, token is this one, token is this one. Okay, okay, understand that. And my server is this one, server is this one. I'm just recalling this. And my password username was which I uh, copied using uh, my pass and Facebook. Okay, secret name, secret name, my pass. Key is Facebook. Secret name, secret key is Facebook. Okay, now, are you agree with me, all of you? Yeah.
Yes.
Only thing you want, what is the output you want? You want Rajesh123. That's your password. So here I want to show you one real use case scenario using ChatGPT that will be faster. I have a multiple code in the this one DevOps school, but you can. This is a much faster than DevOps school also. So write a Python code example which would authenticate using root and token and try to display secret key value. That's a things. Authentication will happen using root and this one, and you want to see this one. Okay. More information are below. Now this is a Hashicorp world, so you have to tell this is a Hashicorp world. Hashicorp world. Okay. And they will give you proper use cases where you can read the data stored at this one. So you have to install HBAC, which is a library you need it. And after that, this is your code. Now let me see that if I can run in my Windows. I don't remember that Python is there or not. Oh no, it's not there. Python 3 is there. It's not there. Okay, so let's get it. It's a good opportunity for me to install it in my laptop. Typically I use Linux box for everything. Are you getting me right, all of you?
Yeah.
Oh, it's taking too much time. Why? Oh, only 42 MB. Okay, yeah, it's faster now. Pip also have to install it. I don't know whether you'll get a pip or not. So I think I got it. So now what I'm going to do, install this package, pip module, hatchback, which will help you to connect with Hashicorp Vault. Done. And after that, I'm going to run this code. So where should I go? Desktop, right? Desktop. Go to C drive, that's better. Yeah, Vault demo, cd Vault demo start dot end. This is my check. Where check dot py, right? And this code, you run this, open. Editor is not set. So look at this code, very simple code here. You are having this all this variable, you set it up, and HU using hatchback, they are trying to set up a create a client, and here its login is successful, authenticated, you will get a, and after that you will see that message. Simple. Was it difficult? No. So what should I do? I forgot that. What was the file name? There's an error, and the error for, okay, so this is not a code error, but there is a package error, HBAC error. So that means HBAC is not supporting, the version which I installed is not supporting. So what could be the reason for it? code. Let me review the code. Key token, this is the login, client is authentication, this one. So this is correct. I'm not sure about this one. So first let's do one thing. Let's only set up this one. Let me run this. If it is a problem with the package. So here the code, this is having some problems. So that's okay. We can remove it. But right now authentication is successful. Got it? All of you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the way we have to use the code. So Java code, Python code, Node code, PHP code, people application use it to get the value and then use it in a different way. Okay, any questions now?